The public hearing will now come to order for the purpose of an amendment to the village code governing alternative energy generation devices on Tuesday, January 10th, 2012 at 6:46 p.m. This is a meeting of the zoning board, which in the village of Hainesville, the board of officials, trustees, and mayor serve as a zoning board, which is not unusual for smaller municipalities. If I could have a roll call, please.
Mayor Linda Soto.
Present.
Trustees Darrenowski.
Here.
Priest.
Here.
Duberstein. Here. Barrett.
Here.
Daly.
Here.
And Walkington.
Here.
Okay, we do have a full board. I'd like to ask for a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Trustees Darrenowski.
Aye.
Priest.
Aye.
Duberstein. Aye. Barrett. Daly.
Aye.
And Walkington.
Aye.
Anyone that is interested in speaking at public comment time should have filled out the appearance form for the public hearing in the back. So if you haven't done that, please do that quickly. Okay, it seems we're set. And at this time, we'll have the clerk administer the oath. The oath will be administered to the board and anyone who plans on speaking has filled out the form.
Okay. Mark, you filled out the form, so if you want to stand.
Am I like the only one?
And the board.
And the board.
Yeah. Yeah, I would stand.
Yeah.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my oath. I swear or affirm.
I swear or affirm
that the testimony I will give.
that the testimony that I will give
Shall be the truth, the whole truth.
shall be the truth, the whole truth,
And nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and then at this time, the village clerk, Kathy Metzler, will review the requirements that we're adhered to for the purpose of the public hearing.
Okay, we have special requirements that we have to follow. A notice has to be published in the newspaper, not more than 30 days, not less than 15 days. And it was published in the Daily Herald on 12/23, which is 18 days before the hearing. Then a letter was mailed, certified return receipt to all residents and property owners that are within the 250 feet from the village hall, at least 10 days prior to the public hearing. The letters were mailed on Saturday, December 4th, which was 16 days before the public hearing. There were 27 letters mailed, and we received 25 receipts back. Then a public hearing sign has to be placed on the property at least 1 week before the hearing. The sign was placed at the front of the village hall on Friday, December 30th, which was 11 days before the public hearing. So we are in compliance.
Okay, we'll move on to the proposed amendment to the village code governing the alternative energy generation devices. And at this time, our building official, Russ Crayley, will give us an overview.
Okay, before you is an ordinance that will cover wind energy and solar energy systems for green building in the future. We have nothing governing this on the books. They're becoming popular.
Can you speak into the mic more, Russ?
Sure. This time we have nothing on the books, so needed this ordinance to be able to regulate where people put these systems and how they can be built, where towers could go, rooftop units could go, and this ordinance, I think, covers everything in total. Until you get to use it, there might be some other changes in the future, but I think between myself and the committee, Gary and Walter, we had a meeting, sat down, went through everything a couple of times. Walter's gone through it with other people, and I hope we cross our T's and dotted all our I's in this, but we'll find out once we start using it. I don't expect a big run to happen on this. The systems that are available right now are expensive. Payback is like 10 years or more. So just to put a system in, it's something that's not going to be economical right now. And I'm sure as time goes on, they're going to build other systems and come out with other products that hopefully will be more advantageous for the homeowner to purchase and put on their home.
But right now, it doesn't allow anybody to put one on their home.
This allows the rooftop units to go on their homes. That's all we have. That's it. Small rooftop units will maybe in a good month do maybe half of your electrical needs.
Russ, can you just give us a quick background that you served on the county committee as well?
Yes, I was on the county committee. There was, I think 14 or 15 of us. We met for 2 years. This started a couple of years ago because other portions of the county had all kinds of problems. People were putting these up and without any regulations. We sat down and we went through everything from A to Z with builders, with different manufacturers. We met with noise level experts. We met with wildlife experts because there was questions about birds and bees and all this stuff, that these were affecting them. And I'll tell you what, we got an education that we never expected to get. And it took us 2 years to pass this. We passed it a year ago. And a little bit of a feather in our cap, we got a national award from some green organization for having the best ordinance ever put together for solar and wind energy systems.
That's the county ordinance.
That was the county ordinance. So this ordinance is based on the county ordinance. We removed things from that ordinance that weren't going to pertain to us and didn't work into our system. We had a lot of stuff for 1 and 2 acre lots, so we don't have lots that size. You can't put up 150-foot towers here. That's just feasibly impossible. So that's what I said. There's a lot of things that were taken out of the county ordinance, but the things that did pertain to us, we left them in and they're regulated now. So, any questions?
All right, questions from the board at this time before we move to public comments, discussion? Georgianne, did you have one question? No, okay. Okay, then at this time, we'll move on to public comments. And we have one form? Okay, so we have Mark. You want to start before the microphone?
Oh, I don't need it really. Mine was just more of a question than, more so than anything. I was just kind of curious on what, started this whole ball rolling. As all of a sudden Hainesville got swamped with an abundance of...
Oh, can I cut you off? You need to come before the microphone. Yeah, I need to state your name and address for the record, then I need you to talk.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. For the record, my name is Mark Susky. I live at 124 North Stillwater Drive. I guess my question is, it's more of a question than anything else on,
Sure.
Why are we doing this all of a sudden as the county or the city, have an overabundance of people wanting to put up windmills and solar panels and things along that line, or have businesses, been clamoring for this across our, small city? So it's just more of a question, is something in the pipeline right now for our city, and is something, on the horizon?
I've had 2 inquiries in the last year of people wondering what they could or couldn't do. We've had no permits, we've had no businesses, we really had nobody ask. We're just being proactive right now, and just deciding before something does happen, if we don't have anything on the books, that you can't regulate it, and then our hands are tied. So now we've got it regulated. In fact, we passed an ordinance, I think after the first inquiry, that we had a moratorium on these things, just so we could go over and put an ordinance together.
Yeah, and then just to expound upon that, whenever you have a significant change in technology, or even a significant change maybe in a material that would be used for a house, or anything that affects zoning or codes, you really want to be proactive and get something on the books to protect the village and your residents and your business owners. Because as Russ stated, if you don't have something, for example, I'll give you a real good example. Cell towers are very commonplace right now, but if you go back, short, 15, 18 years ago, they weren't around very much, and they were popping up in odd places. And, you know, one of the reasons is municipalities and even the county didn't necessarily have guidelines on the books, and therefore there was nothing to regulate what could be put where and how it could be placed. So this is a proactive stance in preventing from undesirable, odd things happening that you don't have control on, and then you're backtracking, trying to live with what you got, grandfather in, and then move forward to protect what you can from there.
So in other words, up until now, somebody could have put a 150-foot tower up, and we couldn't have done anything.
If we had not had a moratorium, we put the moratorium in effect till we got.
I'll tell you, there's one village here, not too far from us, that about a year and a half or 2 years ago, they didn't have anything on the books. They gave out a permit for a tower, and they did put up a big tower that was 125 to 150 feet, and had nothing but problems from the neighbors and everybody else around them, had lawsuits. They're still in court today, because they had nothing to back them up. So that's what's really started the whole ball rolling.
That was the electric company in Libertyville?
Yeah. So,
What really started this for us is the fact that Lake County started looking into it, and Russ was on that committee and said, hey, we need to think about this. So we did.
Well, that's a wonderful question. We love
Yeah, I was just
residents,
curious. I mean,
we love residents coming to meetings and ask questions, so we hope that you'll consider coming more often. Thanks a lot, Mark.
I didn't get sworn in, but back when I was mayor, we had a few inquiries on solar panels.
Inquiries, okay.
There's just nothing happened. but
Yeah.
there were a few.
Okay, duly noted. Okay, so that's it for public comments. Going. Does the clerk have any other requirements? Okay. I'm on this back. Okay. Okay, so at this time, I take it the zoning board would like to make a recommendation to the village board that's meeting right after this meeting to adopt this ordinance. Can I have a motion for approval?
Second.
Roll call? Or do we take a roll call? Or is it just a recommendation?
I need a motion to say at this point is that the zoning board will make a recommendation that
During the
village
proper
board-
time.
that the village board approve the ordinance when it's presented.
I move that the zoning board makes the proper recommendation to the village board during our normal conduct of business.
Second.
Roll call?
Trustees Darrenowski.
Aye.
Priest.
Aye.
Duberstein. Aye. Garrett.
Aye.
Daly.
Aye.
And Waddington.
Aye.
Motion for adjournment?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, our meeting starts. We'll take a quick 3-minute break. Everybody report back here. Now I know why I go with your gym shoes on, George.